on the opposite direction. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. So make sure.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
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 All right, then. Okay. So today we're doing things a little different. We have we're going to be taking apart our garden. So we need to use the app. So I'm not using my phone. So I'm using the computer. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see. It looks like the mic is on. I hope you guys can hear me. I only see one green dot. So I hope the mic is loud enough. But we'll see. Anyways, hello, cultivator. Hey, there's Angeline here. So today's going to definitely be Angeline and the team. We're diving into some garden maintenance. So our hydroponic system needs a new water sensor. So it's not telling me how much water is in the tank. So although the water goes through and through, it doesn't say how much is in the tank. So that's what we are going to be fixing today. And of course, while fixing it, we're going to also have to harvest, look into some things. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff today. So let's just go through what we're going to be doing. All right. So the app told me there's not sensing how much water. I've just been filling it when I fill the other one. I know that it's not the same pace, but that's what I've been doing until the sensor came. So today I'm replacing it and we're going to go through the process together. In case you need to do this later, we're drying it first. We're also going to do a root check, really important. We did our root check on the fresh garden. So we have fresh and we have verdant. So our fresh garden, we did our root check on, and we're going to be doing the same thing here, harvesting, cleaning up. The roots, sometimes they grow into the neighbor pods and start stealing nutrients. And you don't want that to happen and starting to get weaker plants. So while we're doing that, we're just going to harvest, reorganize. Maybe we'll take some of them and put them on the other garden fresh, because fresh, we did take out a lot of plants. So there is extra room for some plants to go there. All right, so we are going to be working on that today. If you need any more tips, visit avgarden.com. And for some exclusive content and individual coaching, you can support us at patreon.com/Angeline Verdant, Verdant. So today's a good day to garden. Let's get started. So I'm going to be aiming you guys again. As I said, since I do not have I'm not going to be, I have to use the app to reset this. We are going to be using the camera. So let's see if we got a good view here at everything. Oh, hi, Eddie.
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
All right. I think we need to zoom in here. Okay. So this is where we're going to be fixing the garden, and I'll bring you guys closer if needed. Let me turn our screens off here so that won't be distracting you guys. And we're going to get started with taking it apart. Because we're gonna have to take out a lot of these separate plants, because we're gonna have to lay this down. So first things first, we're gonna get our towel out to make sure it doesn't leak on the floor. This direction is more better. Here we go. So we got our towel. We're gonna put it down to catch anything that's leaking. We have our nursery. The nursery's doing really well. Good shot here of everybody in the nursery. Actually doing pretty good. We got our plants growing tall. If we have time today, we'll take out our pink celery. Our stevia is growing in nicely. Lavender, everyone's growing in pretty good. Thyme is doing really well in this room. It is extremely hot outside, so our thyme didn't do good. So let's take our thyme out. Our nursery out. And some of the plants, because we're going to lay it down, we're going to take some plants out from now. I'm going to take a picture so I remember exactly where these plants were. Oopsie. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the phone got her. It's okay. The phone got her. Okay, so let's take a picture really quick. Hi. To make sure we remember where all the plants are when we put them back. So let's start taking them out. We're going to leave them in the cups, and we're going to put them in these pans here. These pans and containers. Instead of them stand up right in there. Of course, some are attached on a trellis. So the ones on the trellis are going to stay on, but what we can't take out, we're taking out. So we got our plants going here into our tray here. So a little close up of what the tray looks like. We have these 2 trays, and we're going to be putting our plants and our veggies in there. So we got our garlic chives, our rosemary, got some onions. So our onions here. We got lettuce. Not sure what type of lettuce this is. More stronger type of lettuce for the season. We got some lettuce here. But they can just stand up straight. I'm putting them in like a pan so that it can collect any stuff. Our sorrel plants. We got some littles and some bigs going in here. Our container. Let's see. I think we need 2 hands for this. Sit. We have our hibiscus. This hibiscus is doing so well. It's doing really well. How large it's grown. And how big the plant is. But it was it's in the, how thick the stem is. Yeah, this is, the camera footage is going to be a little different, as I said today, because we're not using the phone. So, and we're using the the laptop, so that I can use the app to answer all the questions. We give you a close up on these plants that have been growing here. We've got our dill. All this to change the water. All right, we got, of course, our huge collard greens. See if we can get it out. Ah! Yeah, put my foot in it. Ah! There we go. Woo! This collard green was stuck in there. Very good, big collard green plant. I was considering not growing any more in here. However, it's so good tasting. But next to it, usually it blocks out and kind of like if there's lettuce or anything growing next to it, it makes it a little difficult for the lettuce to grow. So that's why we're gonna still have collard green, but we're gonna do some reorganizing. You're not driving. That's a computer. Whoa! We have our purple kohlrabi. We have 2 of these in here. We got spinach. Now we're in for the big plants. So I'm just pulling them out of our garden, one by one. Pull this up closer so you guys can see. We are going to be taking it out. Uh-oh. You press too much buttons. Just going to do a look at what's going to stay on. Ooh. Somebody has been busy. As you can see, these roots have been doing very well. The length of our kohlrabi roots. We don't want them outside bothering anyone else, so we're going to drop them inside of their cup.
No, I'm more.
Put it to stand up here.
Here.
This plant holds about 30. However, they're all not full. This garden holds about 30. They're not full, so it's okay.
Oh no! Wait.
Yeah, lettuce. I'm gonna leave the tomato plants on because they are on the trellis. I'm leaving all the trellis plants. So anything that's connected to the trellis is staying on. Oops. Got some more lettuce. Let's go to this side. So our larger plants out. Here's another very large lettuce here. It looks so much bigger once you take them out of the garden. You can actually see the size of a lot of these plants. This lettuce head, I haven't been eating it enough, and it's forming a little actual head in the center there. Usually I eat the leaves, and it's not there long enough for that to happen. Woo, this cucumber has gone I didn't know it was so tall. I pulled it off. Uh-oh. I got to bring y'all for a close-up where this cucumber went. I didn't know it was this grown. Oh, those tomatoes, water falling good. We have some more lettuce. Yeah, our lettuce did struggle a lot. It's just that we have a lot of tangle going on here. Let me bring it. No. That is our peroxide mix. So we don't want to, they don't need that right now. All right, I gotta bring you guys closer so you can see what's happening. We do have some plants that are tangled right now. Tomatoes and what is this? This is basil. Our tomato plant, our basil plant has grown intertwined of each other. Give you guys a little close up of what's happening. This is what's going on in our garden so far, what we've taken off. So we got a lot of them off. As you can see, our cucumber plant grew from all the way down there, all the way up into our tomato plants. So we're gonna, actually this is a better view for you guys. I'm gonna take it off. Better close up. There you go. We have we were trying to get some extra light in, but it is definitely rainy looking today. All right, so we got to separate this cucumber plant here and let it continue up the trellis. After that, this one came from far below. The two of them are doing pretty good. We have our oregano, which we are going to be replacing with the oregano that is growing in the nursery. What's going on? Something's in your eye? She's rubbing her face. We have our oregano. We have our, what else we have here? Oh, we're going to get some stuff off the bottom.
Mommy.
Yes. And we have our pepper. These are the ones that start in the garden. We have to put it back. These roots very well, but we got to put them inside. This is our lemon hot pepper. I wonder what that tastes like. Haven't experienced it yet. We're going to find out soon. And then we have our lemon balm, which is, I would think, is living its best life. Look at the size of this lemon balm. It's grown very large. This is backlit. That's the only thing about, oh, the water is starting. Let me turn it off quickly. Oh, that's not the water, that's the fan. Ooh, and it started on hot. All right, let me turn the fan off. The fan is right behind you guys. going higher. So this is all lemon balm that's been growing. It did have some roots in there. Not quite sure whose roots are in there, but there's another plant roots in our lemon balm, in our garlic chives. All right, so left on our garden is, take this out, is our cucumbers, which we have that's growing up here, and our tomatoes. So everything, we took off everything and left only the trellising plants on because I didn't want to have to take them out of the trellis. Now we're here just changing the sensor. We got a lot of roots sticking out. We're gonna get those roots out. We're here to change the sensor. Let me do a quick wipe and then we are gonna get into our roots. I wonder if I can attach you guys to me. Get into our sensor change. I'll use my hands. As you can see, there's a little bit of root build up. Not much. It's enough to get my finger. I don't have to use my fork method for this. It's only a few. Get these extra roots just living there. Let's see. This one definitely needs a fork to get them out. A lot of root growth in there. Oh, this one is basically living on the water. This is where the water comes out. And these roots have taken a hold of the watering knob and is growing up the watering knob. So we're getting them out. Let's get a better aim in there. See if we can get it. I need to use my fork. This is really thick. This is not the usual couple of strings. This is a thick layer. So this is when, over time, what usually happens is we separate up. Take the machine apart and you separate the little pieces and you soak them and you do a deep clean. Almost time for deep clean. People do deep cleans usually once or twice a year. And then we do of course, our monthly refresh. These are roots that have grown from another plant. A lot of these plants aren't even here anymore. So this one that I'm clearing from the water, yes, that I can feel that these are the roots of the collard greens. They're thick, but they are no longer. I mean, they're still in there. There we go. You can see when I pulled it out, we separated them. So they're no longer connected to the plant. This is how we just get them twisted up here and pull them down and out. This we'll find out if roots are growing on the other system. There's a different type of root check. How far into the system. So yeah, let's twist them up and then they come out. This is how I get the roots out. The root build up. So there was not a plant down here. So it was okay. Let's see, we got some more of that going on here. I wonder if it's the cucumber roots. Usually cucumber roots stay in their container. Let's see. Oh, everybody's eating from everyone else. All right, so we got our cucumber roots definitely growing out of their section. Put you guys up here. Yes. So we're gonna put them in here. But there's also some root growth in here. You want me to get out? Oh yeah, look at these cucumbers. This is why the cucumbers are so large and doing so well. But they were drinking from each other, and then the other one was drinking from one, and the other one went and drank from the container below it. Good thing there was nothing in the container below it. The container below was empty, so it was fine. But this is why we do our root checks. Oops, we're getting out. All right, inside the tubes look pretty good. Nothing's too crazy with the growth. And now we are going to start taking this apart. Yes, Addie? You want lift up? All right, so I'm gonna put you guys back on the computer, and we are going to start taking this apart. We're gonna go through the steps. Yes? This is the part that came in the mail. Let's see if we can use a tripod for this. To make it look easier. Of course, before you take the garden apart, first things first, we lift up the pump. We don't want to lose one item, fixing another. These are the roots. So you lift up the pump by pulling this up. There we go. Now today we're going to be laying it down. So it's not just our usual, we put it to stand up. So you have to lay it down to get the sensor out. It's definitely a two-hand job. We unclip the sides. So let me get these things off. Put the cover down. And push my chair in. I do think it's tall, so push the chair in under my desk. Move our little ballerina here. And then we're going to put the bottom part here and put it to lay down. On, let's go. Where's Celine? You don't know where the rest of my team is? Let's go get her. So we unclip the sides. Are you finished what you were doing? You lift it up. Oh, we're supposed to turn it off too. Let's turn it off. Oh, we turned it off another day. What? What happened? That's all the plants. Oh, she's so surprised to see all the plants there. You see the shock on her face.
That's going to be a lot of time to clean up.
We're not cleaning it out. We're putting them back in.
Oh.
Right, let's turn the switch off.
Look at the little plants. Oh, he's good.
Yes, she is hot. I'm hot too. Excuse me. I need to lay this down.
He's like a little cuddle toy.
She's a little girl. All right, let's get. You see the lighting has changed because we turned off the light on our garden. Get some more of the cord out. All right, so it is low on water. Excuse. We're gonna lay this down. All right, now we can put the light on. We're laying our garden down flat. So that's how we have to take out the plants. Let's put our light on so we can see what's happening. This is what Celine walked in to see. All the plants in the containers. As you guys saw, there were 2 empty pans. You can still see the pans at the bottom, but all the lettuce and food and vegetables and everything that were in the garden. That's a lot of food for one garden, and it wasn't even full. This is what she came to see. All right, but this is what we're focusing on is here. Excuse me. Down here, where our sensor should be.
Mommy.
Yes. Where are the screwdrivers? I found them. Addie was playing with them, so that's why I asked her. All right, so this is the bottom of the garden. According to this, we should be looking here. This looks like where the sensor is. This is the sensor. And we're going to unscrew this one. All right, let's get, where's the other one? Here we go. It's a smaller flip side. Yes. Let's unscrew this. I'm not getting it unscrewed. Let's try this one. I bought 3 different tools. There we go. So this one's the right size, I think. Let's try this. This is not a Phillips. It's a flathead, but sometimes it gets in the groove better. Let's see. Did you guys hear why? Yes. You want one? Okay, let's see which one. Take this one. She also wants the screws out. So here we go. I'm getting out screw number 1. Screw number 2. It's not looking too bad underneath here. Oops. Every time I screw a little bit and then go, oh, I think I could take this the rest out of my finger. Wrong. All right. We got it out. We got 2 screws here. You're supposed to pull it out. Very good. Unplug it. See what it looks like. It's a little electronic piece here. You're supposed to unplug it. Let me see. I have you guys resting on the box. So let me look at the new one. Put you guys back on the box. This is the new one. The new sensor here. It's thunder outside. Yes. It's okay. But definitely some of the cups that were in there are now leaking on the floor. I think I took out the majority of the cups, so that's fine. I'm probably going to run the water after we put the plants back in. All right, so they were like, the red one goes first. So how do I know? I guess this way is straight. Let me compare it to this one. On this side. Yep, this one is on this side. And we're going to plug it out. I don't know how we're plugging it out. Okay, I see it coming out. And then we're going to plug it in this way. There we go. Smoothly in. So then we put this one in. Right? And it seems like, and just like that, we should be in. So let's put our screws back on. This is the old one that didn't work. Here, you want to hold it? There we go. We got our screws that we're going to screw back in. So a little bit of maintenance. Let's see if it's easier to. There we go. So at least the parts don't seem difficult to use. I would like to check it before I go through all the steps of putting it back together. So I'm going to turn it back on. The only issue is it shouldn't sense any water because it's outside of the water. I always thought the sensor was this little stick here. I guess I was right. Yes. What happened? It was dry? All right, so we got it back on. I am going to just put it on and let it reset. I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it back on the. Yes? You want up? But I'm sitting on the floor too. All right, let's go get our app and see what it says. We're going to put our reconnect. We have somebody, a little young here, that wants a lift up. You know, we're both sitting on the floor. You feel better now? No. No? Would you like some of our coconut water? There's some in here. You don't like the coconut water? Okay, sit down here. All right. This is why we do the backpack sometimes. Okay, so we're gonna lift this back up. And we're gonna go into the app. Lift it back up a bit to see where it's going. Of course, never lift with the lights. As you can see, the water came out of the cucumber and the tomatoes. Again, it's pretty light. So we're gonna lift with the side here. You gotta hold on. And we're just gonna put it back on. There we go. So it's back on the machine, on its base. Now let's turn it back on and see if the sensor can sense how much water is in there. Let's find our on button. Yeah, clean up a little. There we go. So we press our on button. She's ready to press the actual turn on button. Oh. It's not in the grooves or where it's supposed to be. Wait, Addie. Wait. It's not in. Let's see what's going on back here. Thank goodness I have you guys. That one's in the right spot. That one's not. Here is too far forward. Let's move this side back. Don't press it. She's having a good time pressing this button. Now one side is in and the other side is not in. There we go. So we got both sides in now. Is our on button on? Switch. Wait. That's off. We got on. All right. You ready to press it? You press it. You're pressing it so many times. Only once. You press and hold. And then we wait. So it takes about 5 minutes. Whew. In the meantime, let's go pull up the app and see what it's saying. See if we did it. All right, that's it. See if we did it correctly. Problem with that is, first things first, where is the phone? So let's go find the phone and get that. Yes. Okay, so let's get our phone. Here we are. We got our phone ready, and we're going to open the app. There we go. The light has turned back on. And it just said it's offline. There we go. And now we are going to, it's not done. Now we are going to wait for it to reconnect, which also takes a little bit of time. I need to the light look dim. All right, so we're still getting, as you can see, the light is lightening back to normal brightness. The app does say 50%, but I can see the light. My eyes can see the light at its regular amount. Push this back. We're going to make sure the water is working correctly. So we're just going to do a quick water test, because every time you do a little bit of moving around, you know, things happen sometimes. Make sure this is going to continue the trellis while it's out. Let's check the water. Let's turn the water on for a few minutes. Oh. Let's put the pump in. At least the pump is working. Put the pump back into the water. There we go. So we got the pump in the water. Let's make sure nothing got bent along the way, especially now that we have all the plants out. We want to make this easier. We are going to check for the water. I don't hear the water coming on. I hear the pump running. I don't see any water coming in. So let's try this again. Let's turn the water off.
Mommy.
Yes. You have to let go.
No.
You don't want to let go? Right, let's put you guys here. And let's check on the pump manually. See what's going on with the pump here. Putting you guys on the desk. Again, I'm not using my phone today, so it's a different experience. All right, so we got the pump in. Let's put it back on. Hear it running. It's in the water. Well, let me see. I don't know if it's in the water. Let's check to see if it's submerged, or is it on top of the water? Hold on. Celine, come here. Now. Celine, when somebody calls you, you walk. You didn't even take a step. All right, so let's see what's going on here. See, the pump actually submerged. It's submerged. Is it like on top of anything? It's being held by anything? It actually does look like it's on. It looks tangled in another piece of the machine, because the black tube isn't there. Let's see. Let's lift it back up. Let's take a look. All right, so I see the other piece. There we go. Let's drop it back in. There we go. This is straight down now. There we go. Excellent. So we got our water running right down from the top in all three columns. It's open so we can see everything and all the way down to the bottom. Ooh. At least we got the water running. All right. We're going to give the sensor some time to connect. In the meantime, we're going to get these plants back in here, and we're going to put them in, I guess, a nicer area, a nicer order. Okay, so it's still saying no data, but we'll see. We'll reach out to them so they can reset what they need to reset on their end. Let's cover back our water container. Oh, also, I saw how much water was in there. So let me put in some more water, because I do know when I do the refills about how much water fills the tank. I mean, about what line the water is, and it wasn't up to that line. As you know, I use my sitting water. So I'm just going to get some sitting water. This is 1.5 gallons I'm going to be adding. It's always good to check the things like water, because after you do any type of movement to your garden, because you don't want it to be trying to water and then you see your plant start getting dry weeks later, or however long it takes, you know, for them to use the water in a container and the pump burns out. So you want to check things like that first. Since I do have it out and open, might as well do a little quick wipe down before putting the plants back in. About 1.5 gallons of water that I'm adding. There we go. Because the water was very low in there. So although there's no sensor, just by looking at it, I can tell it was low. So I'm going to add in 1.5 gallons. Also going to just wipe up some of the extra stuff going on here. We're going to come and sweep around the other stuff on the side. But now that I have more access, because the plants aren't in there, we can just do a little quick wipe down on the pipes. Any extra algae growth. It's quite a few pieces here with some extra algae growth. Just wipe it up. And then we're going to put these plants, we're going to mix the matures with the immatures so they can get better access, better light. Some of our matures, we're going to put a little higher up. Some of our lettuce, we're going to take out of the direct light. Since they don't need so much light, let's do a little wiping. Not everyone is out. Before I put the plants back in, take a quick picture of them out. This is a lot of veggies. It's a whole love seat. They're on the love seat taking a picture together. This is a once in a while photo to see them, how much actual food is outside of, that has come out of the garden. So I'm going to get some photos, and then we're going to start making some decisions here. All right, so we have it clear and ready to go. Our tomatoes are staying where they are, and our cucumbers are staying where they are. This should give them, since it's two separate cucumber plants, this should give them enough room to climb all the way up. You know, I didn't plan for them to go any further than that, so they got there real quick. But for them to go all the way up. Now we have some aggressive plants that has been eating a lot and growing. I think I'm going to move our cabbage, our collard greens higher up. It can get the full water as it first comes out, and it will not be blocking anyone else. But that's part of the issue with some of our lettuce, is that they're getting blocked by some of our larger leaf plants. This is our collard greens right here. And we're going to put it in a different location. Let me put you guys back over here so you can get a good view of what we're doing. Yes, and again, excuse the camera, our camera angles for today, because we are using the phone. We need the phone for the app to restart and reset. So this is our collard greens. Our collard greens are gonna go right on top. Let's get a picture of our collard greens while we have them out. They might as well get a photo shoot of what they're looking like outside of the garden. We're gonna put these on top. Look at these roots. These roots are long and hanging. We're gonna put them on top. These roots need trimming because they can't even fit in the inside. So we're gonna trim. I'm gonna do my trim that I do. I put the roots back in, the new ones, but I trim where the old ones had grown. Let me go get the scissors, go get that done and show you how I do that. Looks like we had a lot of rain today. So we had a lot of rain outside. It's a good day to be in the inside gardens, inside plants. All right, so I'm doing a solid cut on the inside here. Let's get this away from the backlighting of the garden. So I did a solid cut, 2 lines here. You can see them better this way. I'm going to be taking out the center here. This is actually the roots have broken through the original cube. I try to cut that. See if I can get a little more deeper. In there. Let's do a little kind of triangular cut and dig it out here. And then put it inside. Like this. So we're going to take out as much root as we can and leave space for the brand new roots that grew to kind of stay in here. So I put them in that space. So they're inside and they can continually grow in this little cavity. Also, the fresh water is coming in to this section. So we're going to pack that in there. I'm putting these right on top. This room does not have too much natural light, but this plant is so mature, I'm sure it'll adjust. So this is a super mature plant. It's not too much light coming into this room. The other one has a lot of natural light that you can get from outside. Here's medium. Both rooms are north facing, so we don't get. This is why the citrus corner is never in here, and too many of our other citrus plants aren't in here. All right, so we got that up here on top. This way, hopefully these giant leaves will not be going in and taking anyone else's places and blocking out the sunlight and killing any other lettuce or smaller plants, which is what it's done in the past. The lettuce is not lettuce. The spinach is another big leaf person that we're going to put on top. I'm going to put my super large leaves, leafy greens up top. They can adjust. They're extremely mature. They're advanced in age. All right, so these are garlic chives. Let me just put them somewhere. They don't need a lot of light. Right now, they're just in the spot. Let's see where we're going to put them. They were down here too. So let's put them, I guess, over here. I feel like the plants at the bottom next to this mirror are getting like extra light. I'm gonna put it on this side, away from the light. Should be more towards the top or the bottom. All right, this one, yeah, we can put it down here. There we go. But I think there are two of them growing. So I know one of them was already in this corner. So since there are two of the garlic chives plants here, I didn't want to take up the space. So as you can see, they weren't just sitting on the couch. They're in containers. All right, we just broke some of our spinach, but let's get it out. See if we can get it out nicely. So we got our spinach, our perpetual spinach that's just growing and growing and growing. Take out some of the dry leaves that are down here. The roots are fine. It's lightly growing out. Nothing's too serious. Not too much outgrowth. Grow up too much. So let's get these little dry limbs off. Let's give them a snip. Make some room for the new ones. As you can see, there's some new ones sprouting right here already. It just keeps sprouting and sprouting and sprouting. This plant has been bringing forth spinach for quite some time. And it's great because I like spinach and have several of them. They all started in the hydroponic system. However, they didn't initially, it took very long to sow. When I say long, like they took forever for the seeds to sow off. This one he broke. So we're gonna have to eat this. This is for today's salad or pasta dish. I also like putting them in pasta dishes. So let's just wrap this up and put it in. There's still room inside of this container for them to go in. Room up top here. Also going to put this on top. So on the other plant, I have it out to the side. Now I'm going to put this out to the side. That's why I have it in fresh. So in the fresh garden, it's out to the side. I'm going to put it out to the side here. There we go. So it is now on the top, but to the side. Yeah, fresh, I have it out sticking out to the side. I can't put it too high to the side on this one too low because I have this table here. So we don't want any issues with that. This one also broke in transition. So we're gonna add this to our dinner, lunch, brunch. We're gonna add that in. So we have our two big giant leaves up top. So now hopefully they wouldn't be blocking out anyone's progress or anyone's growth. We have a huge lettuce. I think that one's gonna go where the collard greens used to be. That one also tends to blot out people's development. All right, so let's put in what we need is our flour. I think our hibiscus. So our hibiscus is sitting in this tray. Oh, our dill. Let's get our dill in. Our dill is definitely cool weather situator. Okay, let's get our dill. Let's put our dill up a little higher. Let's put it with our tomatoes. The tomato plant is very full, so it can give it some shade. Our cilantro is doing good with the shade of the tomatoes and fresh. So this one should do good in Verdant. Okay, so we have tomatoes there. Lots of flowers going on here. Let's give them a little, well, I was gonna say, let's give them a little tap. The amount of taps and shaking this plant has gotten today from us going up and down and around, I'm sure it's okay. All right, let's go to our hibiscus flower, which needs a lot of light. However, although it's a full light plant, it is getting a little burnt by the light. It's getting a little too much light. So I am going to put it at a place where it has to kind of go to, let's put the roots in so it's not bothering anyone, but I'm going to put it in a place where it has to maneuver towards light. Because right now it was at its full light here. Was it here? It was facing this. So let's put it, no, I think it was here. Where can we put this so that it has to go through a little to get some light? So let's, up here is good. It has, because it's a little less light. It's not in the main light zone. The only issue I have with it here is I don't want it. So this is where it was. See, as you can see, it's touching here. So I guess if I put it this way, let's put it this way and let it adjust. I don't want to put it directly under the collard greens because they are aggressive. At least here it's not touching the light. It's at an angle. Over time, it'll straighten back out forward. When it was on this side, it was actually touching the light itself, making the leaves dry out a little. So with this angle, it should give us a little bit of time. Also, the tomato, no matter how big the tomato is, it doesn't really grow out too much out. The roots don't grow out. The dill is okay with roots. Again, it's still warm. So the dill's gonna take a minute before it's like doing anything crazy. I want to make sure that our cucumbers are behind the trellis. Don't get any ideas and do not bother our hibiscus because we're going to be making tea with that and the stevia. We're going to have our sweet tea, our natural sweet tea with our hibiscus flowers and the stevia. So we're going to make sure this is growing out good. Yeah, I don't want any surprises. I don't want it to be too late and the collard greens then took over. This plant has been here for a while. As you can see, we've eaten a lot of collard greens. So it's not going to be here too long. And as soon as it gets cool, I might take it outside because August, end of August is a good time for these plants to do well. All right, let's see who else we're going to put in. Who else needs prime space, prime real estate, or very, I want to say prime, who needs specific places and can't just go anywhere. So we have our lettuce that's doing really good. Oh, we have our pink Swiss chard that I just think is pretty, and it's here for some good times and good looks. This Swiss chard is very tough and strong and does very well. So I'm going to put it here next to the collards. The second the Swiss chard doesn't feel well, I mean, when I've had it, even if someone's roots were in there, it still thrived. So I'm not too concerned about that. We got to harvest some of these tomatoes out of here, and we got to put plant here because we don't want our little flowers falling. All right, so these up top were onions. I'm going to put one of the onions back in there. See, I think we have more garlic chives and garlic chives. This one, it was recommended the garlic chives go in there. So this is a newer garlic chives. I just started growing. Let's put it in here. This one we put in recently that had its algae issue. It's still having algae issues. Okay, let's cover it and spray it with some of our anti-algae solution. We're gonna do our spray, our anti-algae solution. I'm gonna put you guys up here. Yeah. Add you guys on. There we go. I'm also gonna spray the bottom of our protector. We're gonna protect these chives. These are my favorite ones. One of my favorite. I have them growing like everywhere. Have them outside, inside, because it goes well in every. You want garlic, you want onions, you want chive flavors all at once. This is phenomenal with steak. I like to use it to season steak. So we got our protector on and protected. Okay, let's see who else is here. Oh yeah, the onions. Okay, for the onions, I think the onions can go at the bottom. So we're gonna put our onions, and let's put our onions here. Ooh, we'll put our onions. So that one has a lot of reflective light. Because we can put our onion back where it was. If I feel like somebody else can go in here, I'm gonna switch it out. But I had the onions kind of hanging over the edge of the thing here. As you can see, so much water hits the onions. That's why since I like plants, the mature plants to be on top, so it gets the first set of water. And then the other plants that don't need that much can get the rest of the water. Ooh, that was some thunder. It's serious out there. Now we have our lemon balm. Where is our container? There we go. So lemon, I think I just pulled the lettuce right out of with the lemon balm. Just make sure we put our roots in. I'm gonna put our roots in. Our lemon balm is thriving. It is getting too much light. Let's put it here. Let's let it hang and make the room smell good. It's getting too much light. It's kind of like this is what's going on here. It's just sitting on the thing. So let's put it here. Put it in properly. Here it is not too much light. Because the other one's a mirror reflective surface, it gets a little more light. So that's why I am not quite interested in putting plants that are getting too much light or need more light over there. So this plant is definitely getting too much light. You can see the edges. We need to harvest some of this. Also, we're going to do that a little later in another video, or when I'm sure that I'm going to leave it here. A lot of these plants too, it's growth hanging. I think this plant would do good growing hanging. Gravity helping it, because right now it's just been sitting on the shelf and causing issues. So it'd be nice to hang and then let the fan blow through it, help it untangle the way through. Because growing is doubling back on the growth. It's doing a thing here. Just let it hang down. Not chives. Our garlic chives are strong. They can grow through a lot, so it can survive the lemon balm, I believe. Let's see what else. Ooh, what else we have here? We have lettuce. We have rosemary. Rosemary, it's thriving now. It wasn't always thriving. It still looks like it's suffering a little. I'm gonna put it here. I don't know what's actually is going on with it, but I don't know how much sunlight it needs. I can't remember. So let's put it here. It is it doesn't need too much light, but it doesn't need darkness either. So it was always here. But we got a lot of maturity on that side. So let's have our other plants. Let's give it a different type of light. The one outside is doing well. So it leads me to believe that rosemary can take this weather, the warmer weather, so it can get the double light, because there's one outside growing in a pot doing fine. The time outside growing in a pot, it was too hot. Let's see what we have here. We have basically night going on here. We have the light on. It's dark outside. And it's daytime. All right, so we have our baby sorrel. Again, I'm not quite sure how this is going. I'm going to put the sorrel. I don't eat it that quickly. Just think about how quickly I eat it. There's pink here, so I guess the pink and the red. Sometimes I want to mix up the colors. This is also red. Got a lot of red going on here. Put the sorrel back where it was. This is the sorrel's normal, usual home. It's fine. It did very well there before. It should continue. We have a whole plant that grew up, and we took it outside, transferred it into our green stock, and it's doing fine. We have some lettuce. It's also doing well. Very strong lettuce. This lettuce was growing. Maybe it was growing right here. It's a good place. Behind the tomatoes, it wasn't getting too much light. So I'm gonna put it back right there. I need 2 hands for this one. Put it back where it was. And this one's resting on top, so that's fine. All right, whoa! It was resting on top. It just fell down. All right, can you fit? Squeezing in, deep breaths. Pull it in, deep breaths. Let's go. All right, lettuce. You're almost in there. You're very lush. Just inside. There we go. So our thicker types of lettuce are doing very well in the warm weather. However, our thinner lettuce, they are doing the best they can. So this is a thicker one. This should not give our garlic chives any issues. They should be getting definitely enough light from this side. This is a much heavier lettuce. So the rest of them, let's make sure our tomatoes are still getting what they're getting. Now looking at it, I think it was a little lower, but this lettuce should be doing good. Here, we'll probably give it a little trim to get something to eat from it today. All right, so we got the top row is completed. Second row is completed. We got Swiss chard. We have 2 more spaces for cooler plants that don't need too much light. Let's see what we got here. Now we have a bunch of lettuce that not bolted. Well, they kind of bolted. They didn't get proper light because there was actual plants blocking them. So we have our basil, it's huge. We're gonna have to give that one a trim. What's this? This is our purple. This is the next one we need to figure out its life. All right, purple kohlrabi. This is the first time I'm growing it. All right, this plant is on top of it. So let's take this out. So our pepper plant. Whoops, I'm going to sprinkle in the water. So our pepper plant, lemon hot pepper. I mean, it's doing good. It can go wherever. It's not too mature, but it's growing very healthily. Pepper grows tall, so I guess I'll put it down here. Put it back where it was, because the pepper is going to grow pretty tall. So let's keep going. It's pretty green there. It can grow tall on whatever's underneath it. Is in the right place for shade. Purple kohlrabi. Let's find the actual container. This is the container. Let's see if it's tangled up with anything. This is and it was in the middle here. We're going to put it back. It was fighting its way out when it got here. There's 2 of them. There only supposed to be 1 of them. I hope it does good. It's every time we do a movement, it gets a little bit of bends and breaks because it was well tangled with the other plants. Okay, so we have our kohlrabi here. You know what? It can go right here. You can get some of the light that hour. And the hibiscus will turn its head towards the one that's closer. There we go. Oh, the rain is coming down. So our outdoor plants are getting a good watering. or misting, the ones that are inside of the sunroom. All right, so there we go. It's the heavier leaf plants. All right, let's pull this cucumber back here. Do not grab onto that. Make sure it doesn't grab onto the kohlrabi on its way up and continues to climb the trellis. Yeah, certain plants, it grabs tight. So we don't want that. All right, so we gotta make sure we don't just leave these open and forget. And then colony of algae grows in there. And then the plants start having root issues. So I'm just taking inventory of what's open. So these two open. And we are going to probably have to get some covers for them. All right, so the lettuce. We have this giant lettuce. I think it can hang out with, let's see how big it is. And can it, is it the second one? Oh no, it's the second one. And can I think the rosemary is mature enough to make it. This lettuce there. Yes. Oh, y'all can come down here. Yes. You can see one that she's sleeping, but because of the thunder and lightning, they're a little nervous upstairs. All right, so let's see. Yeah, these are mature, growing through. It's not a hurricane. They're mature, growing through. So I think they can survive this lettuce next to it. Also, we can also eat some of this lettuce too and remedy some of that problem. So let's harvest some of this lettuce. Let me pull my chair back out. Let's harvest some of this lettuce, and then that I'll solve some of the issue of this massive lettuce that is literally going around and suffocating out other plants. Let's get these big leaves off. But it's really good. It's always crunchy. It's fresh. It's doing well. Again, these thicker plants, lettuce types, are doing good in the hot weather. I mean, the one outside isn't growing to this size, but it is very, 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 it's doing very well. Even outside in 100-degree weather, this lettuce is doing very well. So let's give some, harvest it a little bit. And that way we don't have to worry as much about which plant it is blocking out the light from, because it won't have as many leaves to block out the light from the other plants. I like to keep the leaves on though, so when I eat it, it's nice and fresh. I like the flavor, but we can make a salad. All right, so I cut it down a lot. Let's see, let's put it in right here, back where it was. Yes, but we have the pepper plant here. So, and the rosemary. The rosemary could sit right in front of it. And make sure that, you guys this way. So you can see that rosemary could sit right in front of it and kind of hang over. Again, it's a matured plant, so it's not like the other lettuce it was blocking. It was just right on top of it, and it couldn't get out. This one, the rosemary can pretty much get its energy right on top of this plant, kind of just hang out here. And this one is getting a little shade, but it's just a little. All right, let's give that a trim. The rosemary smells so good. I can taste the chicken now. It just has that chicken smell. All right, so we harvest this one to a decent size. And the smell, it smells so good. The rosemary. Like, oh, I'm hungry immediately. But we have to finish this little project. So let's continue going through. So we have, so these are the lettuce that were kind of struggling. So this is why you put it in a pan, because you see the water drips out. They were kind of struggling behind other plants. So we got these that were behind other plants, doing the best they can. And then this one, the other one just completely cut out. We have this one here. All right, so we have our basil. I'm going to put the basil next to our pink Swiss chard. It's another one that can that thrives anywhere. And if it's next to Swiss chard on fresh. And so if Swiss chard decides it's going to encamp its root space, it survives it. It's not a plant that some plants, if another plant goes into its root space, that's it. But this one, another plant goes into its root space, it's still pretty good. It is breaking through, completely breaking through the holder. This is a plant that's definitely outgrown this container. It's so huge. I'm considering taking this outside. Like it wasn't raining so hard, I would put it in in the green stock right now, but it is pouring, and the green stock I want to put it in is outside. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take it out because it is breaking the holder that it's in. It's so large. I'm going to take it out and trim this a little. And if the weather lets up, I will take it, plant it. If not, I'll get an umbrella and then plant it. We're just going to leave it out here. I'm going to put it right in this container with the water leaked out of the other plants. So it'll have some water for now. And then give this one back in there. So we gotta rinse this off. It is huge. So I've been taking out plants that are super large and putting them outside in an outside garden in pots and soil in the kitchen. That basically even go in the kitchen because I do have a space for in the kitchen. I have on a windowsill planter since all the other plants are outside now. There are no plants in the kitchen. I'm also going to have to carry some of my plants, my olive tree out of my bedroom because we need olives. So it has to get outside and get some pollination going. All right, so let's see what we have here. Onions. Onions are good to go. Let's put them here at the bottom. They are not great sun eaters. Or the side here. This is fine too. Let's put it here. Onions is another one. It'll be okay if the Swiss chard comes. So we'll put that here. And then these lettuce, there's only high sun left. All right, let's see what we can do with some of these lettuce plants. They didn't grow in well. See, they grew in a, they're not unhealthy, but they kind of grew in a somewhat bolted state. I'm feeling like I need to carry these outside. See the way this neck is long, so this is not good. This also. This happens especially when it's hot. It just grows in stringy. It just doesn't do good with the temperature. However, they're not terrible. I feel like I can cut them and then let them regrow. But I most likely would like to do that outside. I have these shallow planters that they do good at. The lettuce is doing really good in the sunroom, but there's not a lot of sun. So this one is very healthy. You know, I just think it needs to regrow. So we're going to put this pan as the take outside pan. We're going to wash these. This one also, let's see, this one, it's not too spacey. So let's see if we can let's leave this one in. Let's put in a cool spot. See if we can recover. So let's put in a cool spot. Nowhere's cool. I guess here. They get more fan also. More fan area. I think this is where it was. This lettuce. Also, we have the water like running here. So let's see if this one, let's switch chard. This one looks like it didn't really bolt yet. It's growing in. It had a struggle. It had a lot of struggle. Look at this. It couldn't even grow past. They had other plants that were interrupting it. So it has a little struggle. Let's see if we can let it get some fresh air and possibly recover. The other ones already started bolting. Let's see what we could do with this one. So yeah, it's supposed to be this. Everything's tight and together. So stringy and spread out. Yes, yeah, so it started. This one let's take this outside. Again, if it wasn't, when I say it's pouring, like you can't see outside, it's so bad. If it wasn't raining so hard, we could have gone. We could put these plants outside in our green stock and our lower shelf of because they're very healthy. These roots are very healthy, so we can cut them and have them regrow. This is what I'm looking to do with these. At the bottom of our green stock, because the bottom of our green stock, it seems in between the two green stalks that are next to each other, I think the lettuce is doing pretty good there because there's not much sunlight. There's another green stalk over it. The plants that are in there are shading its kingdom come. So that is a good place. There's a mustard green, which likes the cold weather, and it's doing fine. So these were completely blotted out. They weren't getting no access to light by the large leaves of our other of our giant lettuce and the spinach. This happens. That's why you go in and check every once in a while to see who has access, who doesn't. So some of these plants, they're not doing good at all. This one didn't even get a chance to grow. All right, so what I'm going to do is take these to wash. And these are leaving them in this water so that the rain would put a rain to stop. All right, trying to get them all in. There we go. So we got all 5 of these in. And this is I'm just going to do one look through what we are looking like now. Now, I did want to take some of our plants out of our nursery. We just bring the nursery plants back. They're missing their light. Take some of our plants out of our nursery. I've had them uncovered so they can get some light. These pink celery are ready. I don't know what's going on in the oregano. Is it too wet? It's not too wet. This one's wet, but it's not. I wonder if it's too hot. Let's check and see what's going on in the oregano. Anyway, the thyme is doing good. Everyone's doing pretty good. In here, stevia. I have secondary containers that are already labeled with the items. So the lavender has a second one. The stevia has a second one. The celery does. So I could separate them into it. However, I was taking some of these plants outside and we can't take them outside. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut this one where we're at here today. The only thing left for me to do is rinse out these and put them, these empty ones, and put them back in the holes here and cover them. So I'm going to do that really quickly. And then when the rain lets up, we will continue with our garden and outside and get these plants in our green stock. So right now they're going to stay in that water so they can go to our green stock. We have our nice harvest to make our salad with. Let's see. I wonder if there are dishes in the sink. Let's see. Take you guys on a trip with me on how I wash these. It's pretty easy. Just kind of rinse them off. But let's go. There's thunder and lightning, everything going on out there. So I rinse them off. Give you guys some light here. So just use the light that was here. There we go. So to rinse them off, see we got some other plant stuff going on here. There are dishes, but it's not too bad. And I try to get as much as I can off with water. So I use my fingers to get as much as I can off. Oops. more in than me. There we go. Keep my fingers as much as I can off with water by itself. If needed, I go back in and I get some some vinegar. So this one got pretty clean with just water. I don't like to add additional chemicals. It's either peroxide or vinegar. I'm just gonna put this here so it can dry in the meantime. And I try not to use, I would use like something that's new or reusable. I try not to use too many, like stuff that's here, that's been in the sink. I don't want to introduce, it's an ecosystem out there. I don't want to introduce anything into our ecosystem that we have in our hydroponic tank. So yeah, sometimes to be Dawn soap, that's like a deep clean. If I was gonna soak this for a longer amount of time, then I would use it and let it dry longer. But since I'm putting it right back in with the other plants there, everybody's alive and well. I try not to use too many outside as I'm using a sponge, right? Too much outside, anything that can introduce anything from outside. This one's pretty clean too. Got the roots out of it. Sometimes I use really, really hot water. Say I'm not. But they're getting pretty clean. Don't have much buildup. I was trying to make sure I get these holes. There's little holes there. Get those cleared out. Your root remnants living in there. What happens is the roots kind of die and rot, and then the next plant goes in there and has dead root remnants in there. So I don't want it to worry about that. There, that's all the outsides. The outsides seem to have the most buildup, where the water kind of dries on the outside and leaves residues from the plant food. So yeah, we don't have any plants inside that much. Those plants are plants that were harvested, that are just waiting to be eaten. They're not even. We have our aloe over there, and our pepper is the tomato plant. The other plant, it's just us. You just put it in water, and as we're ready to eat, we add. So yeah, so these are green stalks. See out there, they're getting their rain. Our citrus corn is getting its water too. So once it stops raining hard, I will go back live again, and we can replant those other plants. I didn't know you could do this. I learned something new. Stack them. All right, let's head back. There we go. So we're heading back into, there's a lot of shoes there. To put these back on. Back in the places. Back in the garden. Okay, so we got quite a few here. Got quite a few open spaces. I'm gonna have to put some stuff in our nursery. We have quite a few in the nursery ready to go too. However, we also have openings on the other one as well. So it's just, we just stick them in the holes and pull these handles. Someone is missing. They just slide right in. Show how easy it is. Oh, that's not missing one. Here it is. Just put it in, kind of slides in. As you can see, some of them have covers because we have covers. I never thought I would have so many unplanted ones. However, we do have a lot of covers, uncovered ones. And what I do is I cover them with foil. So let me show you how we do that. you can see here. It's our larger plants we took out. So this is what I do. Can't see it. There we go. So it's covered with foil to prevent the water from coming out and the light from getting in and the algae from growing. So as you can see, our pepper has turned. Banana pepper has started going back towards the light. It's when that moved to out here. Um, let's see. Come on, tarragon. Can you let another plant out outdo you? All right, and then we have our other plants here growing. We moved the spinach up top again. They're doing pretty good. Our peppers are doing fine. This is from a couple of days ago. We also came here. We didn't have to change the sensor, but we harvested and we did a root check and we removed some of our older, larger plants and took some plants outside because it's summer now, so they can have themselves some fun outside and or be potted. So they can come back inside. And then this is our final look at our garden here. So we got our cucumbers growing. We rearranged some of our larger plants, larger aggressive plants to the top. And we have our plants that need less assistance at the bottom. As you can see, this is all the mess that we made. We gotta do a little cleanup after. So we're gonna cover these. Thank you very much for joining. It's been Angeline Verdant. Let me sit down with you guys. My hand is just balancing everyone here. Sit by the window. Woo! So we did a lot in our hydroponic system today. But I want to again, let's get into focus. Okay, there we go. All right, thank you very much for joining. It's been Angeline and the team today. We had a rainy day with our plants. I'm going to go back live for those plants over there to get them in our green stock once it stops raining. Hopefully it stops. Well, it's early in the day. It shouldn't rain all day. So hopefully it stops raining and we are able to add these plants into the outdoor green stock, which should be very easy because all the soil should be nice and wet. We make our lunch with our salad that we harvested. Thank you very much for joining. It's been Angeline and the team. Please remember, for more information, join us at Patreon. For exclusive content and coaching, join us at patreon.com, Angeline Verdant. And to learn more tips, go to our website at AB Gardening. Remember to stay green always, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye for now.